Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am super excited to be back once again. I know it has been a whole minute. Oh, yes, it has. It's been a whole minute. This has been a journey that I have been on. And, I just had to take a mental break. I know many of you know by now that my father passed away, and, it's just been hard. Every time I wanted to do a podcast, I just couldn't. I just had to, just rest my mind a little bit and take a mental break. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. But I am glad to be back. I am excited to be back with my sisters. This is the Sisters in the Spirit segment. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who have prayed for us, who have been there. Your acts of kindness, everything that you have done for my mother, for my sisters, and our whole entire family, those who have showed up, those who have prayed and just been there for us. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I know it's been said that people don't have to be good to you. People don't have to show up, but when they do, you be sure that you say thank you. And I wanted to do that first and foremost. I wanted to get the thank yous in. Thank you. I can't say it enough. Thank you for being there for my family and I. And thank you for those who are still there, those who are still checking in. Normally do these types of things, people go on about their business and kind of leave you to pick up the pieces, but it's still a handful of y'all that's still checking in and saying, I just want to see how you are doing, and I'm thinking about you, and I'm praying for you, and you know who you are. Just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you all, and let's just get right into it. Sisters in the Spirit segment. And I know y'all didn't forget how we do it. We get some sisters around. Get you some sisters around and say, come on, sis, it's that time again. The woman of God is back, and she's encouraging our hearts. She's encouraging our spirits, and we need to get together and hear what thus saith the Lord. So gather your sisters around and like, tag, and share, and get some more sisters in. Let's get the numbers up. Let's share with some sisters on this day, whatever day you listen to it, whether you listen to it in the morning, whether you listen to it in the afternoon, whatever time you're listening, get some sisters around and share it. Share it on every platform that you have: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, if you still got Twitter, Instagram. Share it with somebody so somebody else can be encouraging, so somebody else can be uplifting. So, as you can see, the title of this particular podcast segment is Living This Kind of Life. And I know when you hear this particular title, you may be thinking about the Clock Sisters. I like living this kind of life. I'm living a blessed life. I love that song, by the way. Shout out to the Clock Sisters. I grew up listening to their music, and I love this particular song from that album. I believe Mr. Donald Lawrence wrote it, but I love this particular song. But that's not what we're talking about for this segment. We're talking about this other kind of life. A lot of times we like to talk about the blessings, the overflow, and the favor, which there is nothing wrong with that. I believe that God would not withhold anything from those that walk upright. I believe the blessings and the favor of the Lord belongs to the saints. But a lot of times we forget to remind folks about how to live this kind of life. The life of grief, the life of divorce, the life of trouble, the life of trials and tribulations. A lot of people are hurting right now, and they're wondering, how in the world am I going to make it through? How in the world I'm going to live this kind of life? I'm one of them. I could talk about it. Living this kind of life, a life of grief. Had walked through this through 2020, the whole year, practically 2020. Nothing but a season of grief, season of grief, season of grief. 2021, season of grief, season of grief. Thought we had a whole break, and now, again, my heart is broken again. How do you How do I live this kind of life? And many of you asking, how do I live this kind of life? I've gone through trial after trial, getting an eviction notice, getting bad doctor's report from the doctor. How am I going to be able to take care of my kids? How am I going to be able to provide for my family when I can't work and being sick? And how am I going to be able to live this kind of life going through a divorce? Just how am I going to be able, in other words, how am I going to be able to pick up the pieces? How am I going to live this kind of life going through transition? Many churches may be asking that question, going through transition again of loss of a pastor, going through a new pastor. How do I live this kind of life? And a lot of times, you know that we got to do the church thing. Oh, just call Jesus. Just call Jesus. And I have nothing against calling Jesus, but it takes just a little bit more of that than that. A lot of times we like to be churchy, then we don't like to be practical. We don't like to be real. We don't like to be honest with ourselves. And that's the first thing. You got to be honest. You just got to be honest and say, God, this sucks right now. You just got to be honest and say, God, this sucks right now. Sometimes you may have to ask the question, why? I'm doing all I can. I'm living right. I'm trying to hold fast to your word, hold true to what you're telling me, doing the best I can with what I got, doing the best I can to hold on, doing the best I can to live right, doing the best I can to wait on you. And now this happens. Now my life is turned upside down again. Now my life is changing, seems like for the worst. God, I'm your child. I'm trying to live for you. I proclaim your name. I preach your word. I sing your praises. I preach your gospel. So now this is the kind of life I got to live. A life of struggle. Let's talk about it, ladies. Let's talk about it. Let's be honest. A life of struggle, life of having to move again because I can't afford rent. Things are going up sky high. I mean, things are just getting crazy, y'all. Things are getting crazier and crazier by the minute. I could barely get grocery in my house. I could barely put gas in my car. I have to catch a ride, have to walk, have to rent a car, paying rent and renting a car. Lord, is my life really turning upside down? And it feels like for the worse? God, is this how a believer's supposed to be living? Is this what a believer's supposed to be going through? You got to be honest. You can ask God the hard questions. Because he got answers for you. Don't let people say, oh, you ain't supposed to question God. I don't know where we get that from. I don't know where we get that from, that we're not supposed to question God. But God don't mind you asking questions. Can I tell you something, sis? He don't mind you asking questions. So if you got questions, you can ask them. Say, God, I got a question. And I'm putting it all in your hands. Because you're the only one that can fix it right now. And that's why it's important, number one, to know God. In these situations, grief, heartache, pain, trials, tests, you got to know God. Let me go back spiritual for a moment. You got to know God. He is a part of the process. Can I tell us? He is a part of the process. You've got to know him. And a lot of times we go through these trials, these tests, these things start to happen, life starts to happen, and it pulls us away from God. I've seen people leave the church, people that been saved for years. Man, they couldn't handle the storms that they were in. They walked away. They said, forget it all. Forget God, forget the church, forget everything. They run away, not knowing their problems are still there. Man, and this hard trial, this hard test that I've been in, if it wasn't for the Lord who was on my side, there's no way I could make it through this. I guess that's why I wrote the song, I never would have made it if you didn't step in and intervene. Never would have survived this trial. You didn't leave me by myself. I never would have made it if you didn't keep your hands on me. Y'all, there's no way I would even survive this. Do y'all know how bad this hurts? Do y'all know how bad the pain feels? There's no medicine you could take to cure it. I mean, there's nothing that you could take to cure this pain. It's something that you got to sit with. It's something that you got to walk through. I would never even think about leaving God. Because I think I told it before, and I'll tell you again. When my brother died, I was angry. I was upset. I was in church, but the church wasn't a part of me. I was just going because I felt like it was the right thing to do. Didn't even want to preach, didn't want to pray, didn't want to write, but God took the very thing that I love, which is music, and began to speak to me. He began to speak to me even in that moment. So when this transition happened with my father, even though it hurts, even though I shed tears like crazy, y'all, I still lean on God to help me through this. Because I'm telling you, there's no way I can make it without him. And there's no way you're going to make it without him. Being out of the presence of God is I just can't do it. No matter how much I try, sometimes I get frustrated, say, I don't want to go today. I don't want to do it today. But when I get in his presence, y'all, I think the scripture says, in his presence, there's fullness of joy, and at his right hands there are pleasures forevermore. So being in his presence is what keeps me going and what keeps me strong. And secondly, we'll say it again, being honest. I kind of jumped ahead of myself there a little bit, but it's okay. Being honest about where we're at. Sometimes, and I know you can't talk to everybody because folks just say stupid stuff when you're going through. I mean, folks just say stupid stuff. You can't talk to everybody, but you can talk to somebody. And you could be honest with folks. Say, how are you doing? Just, be honest. Today is not a good day. I saw one of the ladies from our church today, and she asked, how was we doing? And I said, yesterday was a bad day for me. And she said, I know God's going to bring y'all through. She reminded me in that moment that it's okay. Some days going to be good. You're going to have those days. Or some days, some days are not. But you got to be honest as to where you are. It's okay. It's okay, sisters. Hear me. It's okay if you're not having a good day. We don't have all good days. We don't. But it's good, again, to know God, know that we got somebody to walk with us through these troubling times. I guess that's why the old saints sang the song, walk with me, Lord, walk with me. Walk with me, Lord, walk with me while I'm on this tedious journey. I want Jesus to walk with me. I guess that's why they sung that for us. Because as we're being honest as to where we're at on our journey, knowing that every day ain't going to be sunny, we're going to have some clouds in the sky, it's good to know that we got God walking with us. And when we know God, and when we be honest with ourselves, there's another thing we got to do. This is practical. People always want to say, show me in the Bible and all of that kind of stuff. You might not find it in the Bible, but practical teaching is good as well. You got to love your mind. My sister is a mental health counselor, and y'all need to hit her up. Let me just throw that in there. Her name is Dora Williams, board certified counselor, mental health specialist. Y'all look her up. Facebook, Instagram, all of those social media outlets. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and she did a packaging for mental health in there. It says love your mind. I was looking at that the other day as I was sitting here at my desk, and that thing just stuck out to me. How do you live this kind of life? You got to know God, you got to be honest, and you got to love your mind. She was telling me not too long ago, my sister, she said, Dorcas, because I'm the type of person, again, being honest with myself, I suppress my feelings a lot. Hold things in, and I know that's not good for me. And she said, you go to church to take care of your spiritual being, your spiritual mind. That's knowing God. You go to the doctor to take care of your body. But where do you go to take care of your mind? And I'm like, man, it's been a while since I saw my therapist, and I had to schedule an appointment, because I do, and you do, have to love your mind enough to take care of it. That's how you live this kind of life. Know God, be honest, and love your mind. I encourage you. We go to church. Of course, I love church. There was a time I was disgusted with it, but I'm getting there. I love going to church, love serving God. And one thing people love to do is just rock and roll and do all kind of crazy stuff and knock you out and all of that kind of stuff. I'm getting dizzy now. They love to do all kind of crazy stuff in church. But after you get through falling out, after you get through getting that prophetic word, after you getting through getting spiritually free, love your mind. Because after you come out of church, you're going to have to walk this out. You're going to have to come home. Some of you are going to have to come home to the same problems, same issues, same people. Love your mind. After you get up off the floor at church, be honest, love your mind. Get that help you need. Go sit on somebody's couch. That's what I'm getting ready to do. It's going to be a struggle, but it's going to be the best thing that I've done. Because God don't want us to be ignorant while we're going through. He does not want us to be ignorant. But he wants us to have a sound mind. He wants us to have a clear mind, conscious thoughts. So I encourage you to get the help that you need. Get around some people that's going to not just relate. Not tell you, child, you don't need to do this. A child, you need to. Everybody know what you need to do when you're going through. But is it working for them? Ask that question. Is it working for them? Again, watch who you put in your ear in this season of your life. Living this kind of life. I know the struggle is real, sisters. I know the pain is real. But once we be honest and love our minds, God will help us pick up the pieces again. That way we could get back into that rightful place of, loving him and serving him. Not saying that it's going to go away just like that, like boom. People knock you on the floor and say, there it is, there it is, there it is. It takes a little bit more than that, sisters. But I just want to encourage you that living this kind of life can be hard. It can be troublesome. It can be, yes, it can feel like that. But you're going to get through this. As the song say on my CD, you're going to get through this. Hold on, sisters. Hold on. Let's hold on. As I encourage you, I'm encouraging myself. Let us hold on. We're going to get through this. It won't be this way always. Seems like, I know it seems like, trouble after trouble after trouble. But God is still God. He's still on the throne. He's still a way maker. He's still a miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. He's still the God that can bring us out. He's still the God that can make a way. He's still the God that could bless us with our dream job, dream business, dream whatever. Dream car, dream home. All in the midst of going through. And I know people going to be wondering, weren't you going through, weren't you down and out? Yes, I was. You'll be able to testify that the Lord brought me out. Weren't you the one that was living in an apartment? Yes, but the Lord blessed me. Look what the Lord has done. Weren't you the one crying all the time? Yes, but he dried my tears. He turned my mourning into dancing. Hallelujah to God. Weren't you the one always borrowing? Yes, I was. But the Lord filled my pocketbooks. Weren't you the one always catching a ride? Yes, but the Lord blessed me with my own ride. God can do these things, sisters. Just hold on while you're living this life. Hold on while you're living this life. Can I say it again? Hold on while you're living this life. God is just molding you and making you and shaping you and building your testimony. What you're going through while you're living this life is not for you, but it's for somebody else. So go through, sisters. Don't stop. Don't stop. Go through. It's going to be all right. God's going to bring you out. He's going to bring you out with the testimony. You're going to be able to tell everybody, I've been through it, but he brought me out. Yes. Living this kind of life. And I hope that you were encouraged. I hope that you have been empowered. I hope that you just feel a release. Because I know I do. I was debating whether I wanted to even do this segment. I was struggling a minute there, y'all. But I said I had to do it. My sister encouraged me, get over there and do it. Don't let me see you sitting on the bed. Get up and do it. So I wanted to encourage you all as I encourage myself. Living this kind of life is hard. It's no fun in it. It doesn't seem fair. But we're going to be all right. God is going to be with us. We're not going to lose our minds in this. We're not going to lose our mind in this. But God is going to sustain us and keep us. I declare it over your life in Jesus' name. And I hope that you were encouraged. And I hope that you will take these 3 points and write them down. Remember them as you're going through. Share this with somebody that needs encouragement. Somebody that's living this kind of life, not the blessed life, the struggle, the going through, the frustration, the want to quit. Going through on the job, dealing with the crazy boss. Dealing with the church that won't do right. Dealing with struggles and issues that you can't even talk about. Somebody that's living this kind of life, share it with them. Don't be embarrassed. We're all going through something. We're all suffering something. And if you're not going through it right now, you've been through it sometime or another. So we're not going to sit here and pretend like we never been through a trial. Because if we never been through a trial, we cannot have a great testimony. We won't be able to testify of the goodness of God. We can only talk about what we heard. But we don't want to talk about what we heard. We want to talk about what we know. And that's why I'm here to encourage you, because I know that while we're living in this kind of life, God will sustain you. God will keep you. He won't leave you by yourself. That's why I can encourage you. Hurting and all. Frustrated and all. Going through myself and all. I'm here to encourage you that God will keep you through it all. You got to know Him, be honest, and love your mind. Share it with somebody. Happy Saturday to you. Share this with somebody. Be an encouragement. Let them know that the evangelist is back, and she's encouraging us, and she's uplifting. I'm gonna get it out in a minute. Uplifting us, letting us know that God is going to keep us while we're living this kind of life. Happy Saturday to you once again. And until the next time, you all be blessed. If you want to give, you could do so at $ I'm Motivated Movement. Again, that's $ I'm Motivated Movement. You could do so. If not, be sure to share this segment with somebody. Until the next time, you all be blessed and enjoy your Saturday.